I'm Katie Couric, CBS News, New York.
I'm Brian Williams, NBC Nightly News, New York.
I'm Wolf Blitzer of CNN.
I'm Charles Gibson from ABC's World News.
I'm Connie Chung in New York.
I remember it being very chaotic, that something had happened and that we had to go back on the air because it was at 9:02 on that April morning.
And I'm not proud of it, but my first reaction was this must be someone in the Middle East. We'd had the first World Trade Center bombing by then.
Everyone jumped to that conclusion because no one really believed this was homegrown terrorism.
And then all of a sudden we realized, you know what, these guys are not Arabs, they're Americans.
It was so wrong, this jumping to assumptions. And I was especially appalled that the experts that all of us interviewed were so defensive.
So we got on a plane and flew out there. And I remember everybody on the plane talking about how could this happen?
When the motorcade came into Oklahoma City proper from the airport, we were all up against the windows of the van, craning our necks to see that scar, that awful, awful scar.
I couldn't imagine what I saw. It was really, it was unfathomable to me.
It was confusing, harrowing. The pictures were heartbreaking.
And all I could think of were the children.
That was sort of the way everybody felt, just limp, just drained a little bit. How could it happen here?
The teddy bear service is about the hardest thing, the most emotional thing I've ever had to cover as a journalist.
I think I felt the pain more for the individuals there because I was alone. And I was with the story and with the families all day long, from early in the morning till late at night.
This is a tough business, journalism, and because in the end you're dealing with people and their emotions and their lives, and you see this kind of situation up front, and you know, we're human beings. It has a toll on us as well.
The people of Oklahoma City, I think, handle this tragedy with such humanity and heart and caring.
Americans remember the governor of Oklahoma like he was a member of the family.
The people who ran the city were amazing. They really were. They had to do so much in so little time, and I was just so impressed.
Everybody focuses on helping each other and getting through this. And yes, the investigative bodies of the city and of the state and of the country begin to look for the people who did it. But that's not, I was amazed what Oklahoma Cityans were thinking about.
It was very inspiring. And in a way, I think it taught everyone a lesson.
Oklahoma City sort of was the first taking of our innocence, which of course really occurred on September 11th.
As we saw in Oklahoma City, there are crazy people out there who are fanatics. And so you can't just assume that, you know, we're going to go back to the, you know, rosy days when we didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Terrorism dominates nightly news in the post 9/11 era.
We have to also strike a balance between informing people and scaring the bejesus out of them.
The purpose of a terrorist attack is not just to kill people, but to sow psychological fear. The media can either help or hinder the terrorist in sowing fear.
When you go through the Lincoln Tunnel, when you drive across the Golden Gate Bridge, when you put your kids on a school bus in the morning, or when you put them in a daycare center, or when you go to work, that it's a little act of courage.
I'm so proud to have been a part of this story and to be part of a city that was able to survive and move on.
It's always in the consciousness of people. But I think indeed in many respects it's in the consciousness of the country.
Visiting the beautiful facility in Oklahoma City is not fun, and it's not for the faint of heart. But I do think it should be a right of citizenship.
Keep that memory alive. Let's learn from those mistakes. Let's learn from all of that, and hopefully we can avoid it.